$3 VPATs are real, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get one. We are inside of the Accessibility Tracker platform. Specifically, we are on the projects page. And in my account, I have several projects. But when you're starting new, just select New Project, and then you're going to upload your accessibility audit report in Excel spreadsheet format. So now I'm going to tab to a sample audit report, and we can see that there are several columns, and all of these columns are designed to help you either locate the issue, know what the issue is, or fix the issue. So all of this is very valuable data that we're going to upload to Accessibility Tracker and create a project. I've already created a project. It's titled Company Accessibility Project. We're going to go ahead and view the details. So up first, we see there are analytics. So for this sample report, there are 123 issues, and inside of Accessibility Tracker, we've fixed 8 of these issues. So there are more analytics, but I'm now going to go to the VPAT tab. And you can see here that I've already generated a VPAT for this project. So let's go ahead and view the VPAT. So we're now viewing the VPAT, and here we can see the draft inside of the tracker dashboard, but we can download the ACR in Microsoft Word format, or we can open up the HTML format of the ACR. We can open this up in the browser. So that's what I'm going to do now. So here we have the accessibility conformance report. You can see that this follows the template, and here we have the details section. It's all filled out. We have the scope. We have the evaluation methods used. We have other information that's carried forward from the VPAT, and then we have the accessibility table. So this is really where our focus is. This is where we save so much time, because here we have the remarks and explanations column filled out. We also have the conformance level marked with the appropriate term. And then if you want to edit anything before you publish the ACR, you can do so inside of Accessibility Tracker. In fact, a manual review is required before you publish the ACR. So you have to acknowledge that you've reviewed everything and it's accurate and complete. Because what do we know about AI? AI can make mistakes. It can make errors and omissions. So that's where we have hybrid automation come into play. AI is filling the VPAT in for us, and then we need to make sure everything is accurate and complete. So once the review is completed, then you make the acknowledgement, and then you can publish the ACR. And then so here we can see the HTML version, which we can share with anybody. Okay, so this is what is possible. How is it $3? Well, if we go back to Accessibility Tracker, every plan, inside of every paid plan in Accessibility Tracker, for every project you have, you're going to have access to 1 VPAT credit. But if you go to the plan details page, you can see that we can browse add-ons. So I'm going to browse add-ons now. We're going to go to the add-ons marketplace, and we see here VPAT credits. And so we can start with 5 credits for $30, and then we can go all the way up to 50 credits for $150. Now, you might ask, well, why do I need this many credits? If I have 1 per project, then I'm good. Well, what can happen is, based on your progress for your audit report, you may want to generate VPATs at different times. So let's say you've uploaded your audit report and you're ready for a VPAT right now. You can go ahead and generate that VPAT, and then later go ahead and generate another one after you've made, let's say, 50% progress. So that way your ACR is going to be that much cleaner. Now, notice I say generate a VPAT. I say generate a VPAT because we're not generating an ACR. An ACR is final. This is a VPAT. We are filling it in. Granted, artificial intelligence is filling in the VPAT, but we need to make sure that that is accurate. So it's not actually an ACR until you have reviewed and signed off on it. But here we can see, if you purchase 50 credits, you are able to generate VPATs for $3 a document. So it's extremely valuable, and it's going to save you so much time. Just think, if you are even just, let's say you're an accessibility professional, you're issuing 1 ACR per client, and it takes you, let's say, 1.5 to 2 hours to fill in the VPAT. This is going to greatly reduce that time. Similarly, with organizations who have multiple products and services that they need an ACR for, this is going to dramatically accelerate the process. And now it's possible inside of Accessibility Tracker. Remember, we're doing everything the right way. This isn't generated from scan results. This is generated based on an audit report. So Accessibility Tracker is an audit-based platform. That is such an important and fundamental difference from virtually every other accessibility platform on the marketplace, because now we can accurately track progress. Now we can have confidence that when we are generating a VPAT, that it's from accurate and complete data and not just from scan results. So this is such a fundamental difference. This is really going to save a lot of time for so many different professionals and organizations who are repeatedly filling in VPATs. So this is all here inside of Accessibility Tracker. There's a YouTube channel for Accessibility Tracker if you want to learn more about the platform. It's not just this. There's so much more to Accessibility Tracker, but this is just one feature that we've added on recently that I know is such a big feature. It's going to make such a difference for so many professionals and organizations. And let me show you one more thing, because this is where it becomes really, really helpful. And I alluded to this earlier, but going back to the company project that we looked at, let's go ahead and view the issues. So what you'll see is the audit report online. And this is the broad view of the audit report. We don't see all of the details, but what we do see here is all of the issues. And so we can assign these issues to different team members, but more importantly, we can update the status of the different issues. So let's say your team has fixed the issue, they mark as complete, then we have an independent validator come in and validate the issue. Once the issue has been marked as validated, it's no longer going to reflect in your generated VPAT. And so this is so helpful as you are making progress. Let's say you want to generate a new VPAT for a new request from a procurement agent, then you can do that. And so you can do it at any time. And so that's very, very helpful. We have so many clients who instantly, they need an ACR to provide to the buyer right away to meet the requirement in the procurement process. You need to have an ACR at a given time. They can fulfill that requirement. And then when the buyer comes back to them and lets them know, like, hey, we looked at your ACR and there were a lot of accessibility issues, that whole time they could be working on the fixes and then generate a new VPAT at that time when they need to deliver it. And so then they'll have an updated ACR that's going to reflect their improved accessibility. So this is all here inside of Accessibility Tracker, and you don't have to go through accessible.org. You can upload any accessibility audit report so long as it's in Excel spreadsheet format. If it's not accessible.org, you'll likely need to map the columns, but that's all that's needed. Then we can extract all of that valuable audit data. You can work through your project inside of Accessibility Tracker. And that's what this is. This is a project platform designed to streamline your accessibility project. There's so much more that we are adding. This is only one feature, but it's a really, really nice feature that I know a lot of people are going to love. So this is available inside of Accessibility Tracker. Yes, $3 VPATs are real. You no longer have to spend 1, 2, 3 hours filling in a VPAT. You can now do so in a matter of minutes. Right now, we have the WCAG edition of the VPAT available. In 2026, we will start to add more editions. So 508, the EU edition, and then potentially even the international or INT edition. So this is available inside of Accessibility Tracker. I will include a link to accessibilitytracker.com in the description.